Welcome to another episode. I can see you laughing behind the camera and you're really putting me off. I didn't know how to start it. Welcome to another episode of Nonsense Hammer. This one is going out on April the 15th, which is when you're watching it, maybe. We're filming it on March the 29th, so hoping there's not any random changes to Warhammer in the next 2 weeks. We don't know.
There will be, because there is the Battlescroll coming out after Adepticon, which is literally the weekend we're filming.
Yes.
But we don't have time to film before the 15th and after Adepticon, so...
We have very busy weeks coming up, so we're filming this way in advance.
Let's hope there weren't any big changes to either of our armies.
Fingers crossed, and you could edit it to put something on the screen. Be like...
Also, sorry in advance, Stormcast... No, Slaves to Darkness.
If only they knew.
Yes. Sorry in advance, Flesh Eater Courts and Slaves to Darkness, you poor boys.
But it is a 2,000 point game from the General's Handbook. The game today, the battle plan today, is Scorched Earth. I don't like Scorched Earth. We practiced it the other day and it was horrid and you killed me within like 2 turns. But we are playing slightly different armies today to what we played the other day. So from the second battle round, at the end of their turn, after scoring the VP and all that, the active player can pick one objective wholly within enemy territory that they control and that is being contested by any of their units, and that objective is removed from play. So we've had to get out 8 objectives, our entire store of objectives nearly. And at the start of each battle round, the underdog can pick one objective in their territory they control. Until the end of the battle round, they can subtract 5 from the control scores of enemy units contesting that objective to a minimum of 1. This, I'm remembering now, it's all coming back to me why I don't like this battle plan. Because it's just like, oh, you think you've got points? No, take them off.
That's right, you're playing Outcasts. You also do this.
Indeed, playing Outcast. So, we have Sylvaneth, for me, with a regiment of renown of Valnir Stormwing, which are my 2 Stormcast dragons.
Oh my, you're doing the proper names.
Yeah, that's what it's
When did you learn Warhammer?
Oh, I had it up on my phone earlier. It's like, I should give it its thing and not just the extra boys at it.
The dragons.
The dragons. Francis Bacon and Single Pringle are on the board joining me. Do you want me to say my army? Do you want to pan across and we'll just do it? So, these are not in regiment order. I'm just going left to right across the screen. We have Beltanos. I can't say his name in a normal voice. I say it in a stupid voice. The Mothman, the colourful wizard of moth. He's not a wizard at all. It's Tree Lord Ancient who's a wizard. We have 2 sets of Kurnoth Hunters with scythes. The ones with the colourful flower pots are in my General's Regiment with Arch Revenant here. And they get a +1 to rend if they charge any infantry. It's like, that's the number.
They get +1 against infantry, they don't just get an automatic for charging infantry.
No.
Yeah, I think it's the Honour Guard rule that you're talking about there.
Yes.
I apologise, I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
No, I can't remember what it's called either, but it's the one I always do because I know it. I've learnt it. I can't learn any more. Then we have Spirit of Durthu here with his garden gnome.
He's the Spirit of America.
He's the Spirit of America. What a sad place to be.
That's a Family Guy reference, apologies.
Should have said he has got the heroic trait of Spellsinger, so as long as he's within 3 inches of a wildwood, he can act as a wizard 1 for binding and unbinding, which is lovely. And Arch Revenant over here has got the Crown of Fellbowers, so when he's in combat, roll a dice on a 3+, add 1 to wound rolls against the enemy that phase. So that's those 2. And then we've got Tree Lord Ancient, who is actually a wizard, and a set of Tree Revs, Trevenants, over here.
Lovely.
Steve, do you want to talk us through what you have?
Excellent. I also have a 5-drop, and I have gone full Ironjawz.
1960 points is what mine is.
I'm 1980 points.
You've got so many more models on board.
Excuse me whilst I just quickly find the piece of paper that says that I'm playing Weird Fist in this little detachment today. Weird Fist, effectively, Ironjawz infantry units have a 6 ward whilst they are wholly within 12 inches of any friendly Ironjawz wizards or priests. So,
amazing.
We've got, in no particular order, but kind of, I've got a regiment of a war chanter with a set of Gorgrunters. Coming over here, we come into the General's Regiment with my Field Sergeant Megaboss, who has the Amberstone Whetstone.
The Amberbone Whetstone.
That's the one.
Yeah.
confusing. So he's got +1 rend on his massive axe.
Emma knows turns.
With his friendly little bubble of reinforced brutes, because everyone wants a cuddle. He is in the General's Regiment with the Mega Boss on Maw-Crusher, hiding over here, who has the Mega Bossy feat. So basically when he charges, he has an aura of +1 to charge for everyone wholly within 18 of him. Next to them are another cuddly group over here, which is Two Knives Clive, otherwise known as an Ardboy Big Boss with a set of Ardboys. Next to them, just here, is the Weird Knob Shaman, or Blind Pew.
Yeah.
Finally, over this way, my final regiment of another War Chanter with another set of Gore Grunters. 1980 points, 5 regiments, no regiments of renown just yet. I am testing this army out for the taking to my first tournament of 4th edition, which will be in Northern Invasion in Scotland.
Right, he's going up to Scotland. I can't come because I'm at work, but I will be joining you for day 2.
And if anyone is, if anyone is watching this who's from the Northern Invasion tournament, please be gentle. I'm going for at least 1-4 rather than 0-5 like the last two.
Just let him win.
Just let me win. I'm really sorry.
I'm not against a 10-year-old.
You say that. The young man who does the nasty things is just like his dad, who is also a nasty boy. Not in the nasty way. He doesn't intentionally be nasty.
Nice way.
But and he's very supportive and stuff like that.
Orc face.
That is such a background. I want that as my laptop background now.
Take it off their memory.
Anyway, but yes, he is very clever at what he plays and is growing into a fine Masters player, I'm sure. However, I am a 32-year-old man-child who can't understand anything other than I want to hit it, which is why I play Ironjawz. Yeah. Anyway, so we have deployed. I won deployment because of us both being 5 drops.
Yeah.
And I would like Emma to go first. So
Are you the attacker? Did we roll
Yes,
that?
Yes, we did. I rolled a 6, you rolled a 2.
Okay, yeah.
Just so we're aware, and I think it's something that we should be doing because I watched a video the other day and we never really do it. So we've taken the terrain pieces from the setup on the board.
Yep.
Obviously this Aquilif should be a place of power which you can use in the start of a turn. A hero near it, if they're a wizard, can get +1 to their unbinding, I believe. Or +1 to casting, and then no, that's it. If they are,
they get +1 to casting, and
they get +1 to their power level, I think it is, and then on a non-wizard or priest, they get to unbind as if they were a wizard. So something we need to use. So it should be that one and these kind of like lost runes, which I'm going to say is kind of like an old chapel that's been left there.
Like one
so
building.
these 2 pieces, the Aquilif and these 2 walls here, are kind of the places of power. Yeah. So we need to actually start playing with that because it's something that's useful. I'm not running a clock over here, just so we're aware.
Yeah.
That will come in later videos as I go. Right, let's do our Rocky free montage for the Ironjawz as they get ready for July's tournament.
Just a lot of you. Are you running up steps and?
You're the best around. Anyway,
if you run through Leicester Market, somebody might hand you a piece of fruit. Thanks.
They'll probably mug me. Yeah. Anyway, right, back in a moment for Sylvaneth Turn 1. Bye.
Bye. Anyway.
That was picked up.
That was what?
That was on the video.
I know. So I did it. I'm not even playing WoG, but anyway.
Oh, excuse the camera. I had to take a moment to cry.
I'm playing tree. I got wood. So I don't know what to say about them.
I've gone little giddy.
We're crazy. Tactic that we chose was Sizz the Centre Sizzed by Durthu auto running and the Kernoth's normal running and managing to roll 5. So nothing there charged. Then one of my 2 dragons moved 12, which is their movement, as they are wont to do.
As is their right.
They did charge into these odd boys, but then they fell. They fell to the blades.
Just pat them on the video. Well done, boys.
Two knife Clive.
2 Knife Clive. What a king. He needs to have that put on his board. I've not named him yet properly.
Which one is he?
The odd boy, big boss. The one who is swinging.
With 2 knives. So yeah, after some skirmishings, he died, which is fine. Our first casualty. And then over here, Francis Bacon, Nitroconus, Nathan Shadrock, looks a lot like Nathan Shadrock. Charged into these gore grunters. Still don't control that objective, which is really annoying to me.
Goes to the same hair salon.
What is your OC for those guys?
The big pigs, they're not big pigs. They're control 2 each.
I'm 5.
So yeah, you would have taken that. Apologies.
That's okay.
So you are on 10 points, not.
Yes.
Apologies is also because no, actually they're not. I was about to say your outcast would mean that you would take that as well. Apologies for the confusion.
That's okay. So
I was just still overhyped from the fact that Clive just came in and swung down a dragon.
It's very funny.
The Ironjawz.
The last time I played this army with the 2 dragons added onto it, they were the only things left standing at the end of the game because all the trees were matches by that point. But yeah, Francis Bacon came in, killed a gore grunter, took some damage. But both dragons, irrelevant now because one's dead, both dragons have the extremist chamber where on an unmodified save roll of 6 they inflict 1 mortal back on the person who's damaging them, which is kind of a boing flip. They're an interesting big dick bastion. So that's the end of the turn. I have scored 1, 2 or more than my opponent, and got my tactic for a full 10 points. So now it's Ironjawz Turn.
As I'm learning the army and stuff like that, just things I did. I used Mighty Destroyers over here to bring the Gorgrunters just a little bit forward. So I was hoping to use the Gorgrunters for a take the flanks later in the game, but they've been tagged over here by the Nitroconus. And then we all out defensed with the fight in the middle with the Ardboys. As mentioned, 2 Nice Clive piled in, and or the Ardboy Big Boss, because that's going to be confusing otherwise.
Said his name, 2 Nice Clives, several times on this filming.
That's fine. The Ardboy Big Boss piled in, killed, did 10 damage like a boss. You killed 2 Ardboys.
Labs a bit of it.
We've been using the Weird Fist stuff already, with the fact that I had a 6-foot ward and managed to hit, block 2 of the damage. Over here, you nearly charged into the brutes after a conversation.
Yes.
And then moved over here. So that was
I realised I needed an 8 to charge straight at Steely Dan. I got an 11, and then I moved straight in front of Steely Dan, and then thought, why do I not just go further to the right?
Steely Dan being the War Chanter, for people that don't know the narrative names of the characters.
That extra 3 inches to get onto that objective and in front of the big pigs.
And also avoided being swallowed by 10 brutes.
Yes, they're not fun.
No, they are exactly what they're meant to be, a hammer.
Yes.
Anyway, right, we will be back in a moment for Ironjawz Turn 1 and potentially the beginning of the end. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
welcome back to Iron Cage. We are we're trying to be tactical, brutal and cunning, not just brutal. So went for the tactic of slay the entourage. There were 6 Kurnoth hunters here.
You slayed.
Bye-bye, my friends.
You slayed, Queen.
Yes, Queen. But however, there was some casualties and things like that. So essentially, I used Mighty Destroyers to bring the bubble of brutes forward. I then essentially just waddled forward with everything. The Maw-Crusher came this way. The Weird Knob Shame, not the Weird Knob Shame, sorry. The oh god, War Chanter. I've been playing these for 4 years. I should know this. The War Chanter retreated, taking 2 mortals, 3 mortals, and then everything just kind of moved towards the centre where your biggest hammers were, because you had Durthu and the 6 Kurnoths. So I was like, if I can take them out. Over here, we had the Gorgrunters come running up the side, and that was a lot of the movement. We had been quite CP heavy in the first turn, so we only had 1 CP each going into this. Managed with the chain reactions of the Mega Boss and the Brutes to take out all of the Kurnoth hunters. Also called the War. Sorry. We called the War with Rhino, or the Mega Boss, on foot. So he has done his once per game call of the War. I could still do it with the other heroes. Giving a +1 to attacks and charge rolls. Also got the Get and Beat on Bresic, which also gave a +1 to his charges. He also had an 18-inch bubble of +1 to charge. So there's a lot of just get in there.
Just get in there.
Then we came to the combat, which became quite complicated and quite interesting, of going, where is this doing here? We're going to pick mark this, we're going to do that. Poor Bresic has gone down to 11 wounds taken.
Yeah, I know.
Because of a very nasty
Durthu did some damage, and then Durthu was struck and faded.
Yes, he struck and faded, but also he pissed off on 4 wounds left because he's
on 4 wounds left. Yeah, but I never use all my Sylvaneth abilities, so
it's good that you're using it, and also now he can heal up and stuff like that. So it's very clever to get him out of the way. It's just that thing of, I nearly had him. Anyway. But it also now means I can heal up the Bresic and get him on. I think if I'm talking about tournament stuff, Bresic is currently the maybe model, whereas the bubble of Brutes, definitely keepers. The Ard Boys, keepers. Two Knights Clive, keeper. The Gorgrunters again as well. I was hoping to use them to take the flanks, but they've just they're 180 points each, which is the same as a set of Ard Boys, or just 20 points cheaper than a set of Brutes. So I could make space for another bubble of 10 Brutes, which are worth their weight in iron and gold. Speaking of which, they were nasty with the...
yeah, they were. You killed all my Kurnoths. My Kurnoths hadn't even had a chance to do anything.
Thanks to Rhino's chain reaction and also the War, they were doing 5 attacks each, and they cleaved through anything that looked at them.
Did not like. 10 out of 10, would not recommend.
But yes, unfortunately, in all my glee of fighting, I completely ignored objectives. So I've only got 1, 2 and more, and tactic, for my points. So it's 10 to 8 in the Sylvaneth favour. And now we need to roll off for round 2.
Where be your dice?
Use my nasty dice.
5.
It's a 6. I am the underdog, but I'm not under 6 points. So I could double turn you, but I wouldn't get a tactic. I need more objectives if I want to not die, but then also, a destruction double turn is good.
But no tactic, so you're going to screw yourself over on points.
Yeah, that's where we come into the conversation of essentially how am I... So the twist is that I could buff a unit to control an objective, which is like at the beginning of my turn, I could go, that objective over there, I'm going to give +5 to anything controlling it, but then also I'm not going to be able to get over this way, which is where the points are locked up for that at the moment, because I don't think you're going to get
the big orc next to you on the TV is very funny right now.
That's Leggy Pete.
He's scary.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give you the turn.
Okay.
And hope that I can survive it. I'm sure leave in the comments here if you would have taken the double turn. Let me know I was an idiot. But I genuinely, because the game is about point, I can table you quite quickly with a focused melee, but tabling doesn't win me the game.
Not really, no.
When you're still going to score 6 points just on objective controlling.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for it. I'm going to go for, I'll give Sylvaneth Turn 2, and we will be back in a moment. Anything from you? Sorry, I've been
not really.
waffling away.
I've lost my Kernoths, which I wanted to keep. My big heroes are down on points. It's not looking pretty, but that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, right, like I say, back in a moment for Sylvaneth Turn 2, and hopefully Steve won't regret his choices immediately. Bye.
Right, here's the thing. That was a good turn because I got 10 points. Did the 1, 2 or more than Steve plus tactic. Great, 10 points. However, I have 4 units left on the board. One of them is on 8 wounds. One of them is on full health but will go down just when you look at them. 5 units including a tree. My dragon is on 1. And Durthu is on 9 because he's healed. Now...
Oh, hello, Stitch.
What?
Stitch is on the videos.
Hello. So, although I have 10 points now, Steve has yet to take his turn, and then after that there's another 3 turns. And what I think you're going to do is you may take your turn now and you might not score anything, or you might score 6 points or something, but you will delete me off the board, and then for your last 3 turns you could be like, oh, points here, points there, meh. Take the objectives that my opponent left because I've killed her, and you can just do, like, you don't even have to move. So...
Is this you conceding?
No, I'm not conceding. No, bullshit, no.
You're currently winning. Why are you conceding?
Because I'm winning, yeah, but I see into the future. And you also did say that was your plan.
Yes.
Table me. Yeah, I'm getting all the points now, but I think you're going to have at least 2 turns where you have nothing and you're just like, yeah, I'll take that objective, sweet 10.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to save all the tactic that's about take 2 objectives and at least 1 must be controlled by your opponent. You'll save that till I've got nothing on the board, and then you'll just go, I moved there. End ticket.
So this objective that was here,
Yeah,
I did the underdog ability to make it -5 to control.
Yeah.
You having the bird on there, sorry, the dragon. There was a big debate about how we were going to do that because you were going to run Balfanos on there as well.
God, the start of that turn was hard.
Which I'm not being like, oh, you shouldn't have listened to me, but Balfanos would have survived. if he had just ran onto it. But also, like I said, if you did what you were going to do, that dragon would have disappeared as well.
Because Slay the Tyrant was the tactic I chose, and I've deleted Blind Pew from your enemy with Belphanos.
If you look over here, there's no...
We've both died. We've lost casualties on either side.
It is war. Hammer. But yeah, so you deleted that objective, which I had done the minus thing to. That's kind of gone now.
This is all I have left, and the tree.
So yeah, you've got Belphanos slowly licking his wounds and getting ready over here.
Durthu.
You've got, Durthu over there getting ready. Dragon about to fall over. Tree starting to take some bashing because the Mega Boss was so angry he didn't get to fight Belphanos, he fought the tree.
He fought the tree took 3 wounds.
Again, whiffed. And
I've got no points left, no command points left.
Yeah, it was a very heavy turn. You re-rolled a charge.
I re-rolled a charge because I
all-out
wanted to do
defence.
that. I all-out defence something, I all-out attacked something,
And
then
you rallied Durthu.
Rallied Durthu at the start, which was a good decision because now it's on 9.
Yeah. Whereas I rallied the Maw Crusher, immediately lost that damage to the tree. I was going to spend 2 points to bring Rhino in to fight your dragon, so it didn't control the objective, because controlling objectives is done at the end of the round, at the end of the turn, sorry.
Yeah.
So it would have stayed mine even though you'd landed on it. Yeah. I spent a point of magical intervention to move the obvious easy target to get on there with the War Chanter. And
got so many things still
moved.
Here. I don't know.
Yes, and then you've deleted 2 of my Gorgrunters and left that poor boy on 4 wounds.
Yeah.
So that's slowly getting disappeared. I am starting to feel my knowledge of the Ironjawz is getting there. The Mega Boss on Maw Crusher giving more chances a bit better, but again, the Gorgrunters and him are currently on the chopping block. And I think replacing them with 2 big pigs would be really good. Because movement plus
more grunters.
The Maw Grunters. So get the Tusk Boss, so you've got a hero still, and then a Maw Grunter with Hacking Crew would be really good, because then you've got something for the Tusk Boss to buff, because the effects of the Maw Grunters, but also they are like 200 points each, whereas he's like 300, 400 points.
Yeah.
So I'm also talking about potentially getting a Kragnos, but...
Well, that's for future Steve.
That's for future Steve to paint.
I nearly bought him today.
Yes. Instead, we got a new set of Brutes and Ard Boys.
Yeah.
So you will not have to see the same Ard Boy units.
Millennials.
We're going to have more Ironjawz for you, I promise.
Decided, by the way, what I want to do with my Stormcast Vindictors.
Oh.
You know, because they're all broken and stuff like that.
Yes.
And we've got 2 tester ones from the store today. Spray them all white, and then I'm going to paint them all blue contrast paint.
Okay.
Like I've done with my Liberators, where I painted them all silver apart from their hammer heads. Like a shark.
Oh, you could do that if you wanted to. We'll talk about this off the air, but I was just thinking something for if you wanted to do nonsense hammer stuff, because obviously we currently use old Ard Boys as our objective markers when we're not stealing Stu's Northern Invasion's lovely event-exclusive event stuff.
Yes. That shows we're dedicated. We go to tournaments. Mm-hmm. We're very.
But we could use your broken Vindictors to make your Stormcaster iteration. So when you're controlling them, you just get your stuff. Yeah. But and also then you can get some nice new Vindictors that are less battered.
Hey, they've been through wars. They've been with me since the start. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was my turn.
That was your turn.
This was I got 10 points. I'm now on 20 to your 8. I think.
That's it.
But it's all going to change in this turn and the next one anyway. So
let's see. Let's go into Ironjawz Turn 2 and see how I can try catch up.
Okay.
Bye. the beep had gone. Hello, and welcome back to Ironjawz Turn 2. The cunning approach was attempted, and the cunning approach is never the right one. You should always be brutal and cunning, not cunning and brutal. That's for those weedy little cruel boys. So, yeah, cunning approach.
Okay, good.
I picked
Good chat.
Tree Lord Ancient and the Mega Boss on Maw-Crusher, and then I attempted to get over there. He mighty destroyed forwards. I healed him with Steely Dan the War Chanter on a fix and beat. I used some magic with the Place of Power to get a +1 to my prayer chanting, and then got 9 points. So that meant he healed D3 plus 3 rather than just D3. I spent a point to add the double Rhino onto this objective over here. Then there was some clashes between people, so thanks to the charge with the Mega Boss on Maw-Crusher, got into both the Tree Lord Ancient and the Tree Revenants over here. Decided to try and be cheeky and split my attacks after calling the war, and shouldn't have, because if I had I would have got my tactic, and that goes on me for doing that. Never split fire. Just because it's not 40k doesn't mean it can't happen.
Just look at that one Tree Revenant who's on 1.
Yes. So I didn't even take out the full unit either.
And they're only 10 points. You did 9 damage.
Yes, which would have definitely killed him.
Yep.
Anyway, so that all happened over here. Over this way, you took out several of the brutes before sending them on their way. That's before I sent on the Nitrocamus on his way. Sorry.
Yeah.
They're now down to half the unit, so
We can take that dice back.
They have done quite a bit of surviving over here.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
And like I said, Rhino ran over here to take this objective, giving me 1, 2 more, because I had this one before switching it off, and didn't get my tactic, putting us at 14 to 20 in the Sylvaneth.
Why are you at 14?
Because I got 8 points in the first turn.
Oh,
and then I've
yeah,
just got
sorry.
6 points.
I thought you got 6 points in the first turn.
Yes. Shall we roll off for round 3?
Yes.
Do you even want to?
1.
So 1. You went first, you get to pick.
I'll go first.
You'll go first.
Yeah.
Cool. Back in a moment for the beginning of the end.
Bye.
Bye.
Sad war.
You're not the Ironjawz, you're not allowed to war.
I did sad war. Sad war.
Oh dear.
4 points! So I scored 4 points because some arsehole killed all my shit. Apart from Durthu, who was just over there, minding his fucking business. Like, we had some back and forth, which you'll see on... We had some back and forth about what tactic I was going to do, so if you watch the video you'll probably see characters moving backwards and forwards as we go. But eventually settled on Slay the Entourage and went for your...
Brutes in the middle?
Brutes in the middle, and then you redeployed them because...
Mighty Destroyers.
Mighty Destroyers, because C-word. And then, yeah, we couldn't get the charge we needed because we needed a 12 charge, and no one in the history of Warhammer has ever got that, apart from Steve that one time. So, we didn't didn't charge in. He's the only character I have alive, apart from a tree, who's on 5 and is a bit like, and that's that. 4 points. We're on a total of 24 in my favour. Steve's about to get his full 10.
Which will equalise us.
And I'm going to smack him in the face. But you're going to kill the 2.
Yeah, as you mentioned, there was a lot of umming and ahhing, which meant that a lot of my turn that I would take. So I powered up my War Chanter to get +1 to casting, and then was like, "Oh, magical intervention and heal up the Morcrush because you picked him first."
So tight.
Then you went, "No, I'm not going to do that." I went, "Okay," so I pile him back. I move him back because he wouldn't have Mighty's Destroyed. Because actually, I want to use the Mighty Destroyer to stop you doing a thing. You then picked Rhino over there, so he moved a bit further to get out of the way of Durfu.
Yeah.
Then that changed, so he came back. Then I used the Mighty Destroyers on the Brutes to move backwards.
Yep.
Moving from 9 inches away to 12 inches away, which meant you could still shoot them just because you're like 11.75 inches away or something like that.
I'm aware.
But yes, that then led to the whole shebang.
Was miserable.
So
Miserable.
it's at this point that I potentially ask the question of, do you want to talk this out or do you want to play out the turn?
Because play out the turn.
Because I think it might be a case of we play out my turn free and then talk it.
Yeah, sure.
Because I think, like you said, you've got Durfu open and left, and then also I can do a lot of scoring this turn.
Yeah.
Fine. But okay, we'll play it out and see what happens.
Sad walk.
Back in a moment.
Bye. Sad walk.
Hello, welcome back to end of game.
I'm embarrassed.
Where we're not going to show you the table, but essentially what happened was we did, as you would have seen from the fast up, and I'll put little bits on there to kind of highlight where round 4 and round 5 happened.
Do you mean it wasn't clear when you went?
That was for 4. We didn't know. I don't know what I can see. So we round 3, I went second after you. I went for attack on 2 fronts, and like I said, because at that point it was so just easy to do with a Mighty Destroyers and at the double with Rhino, I got him just towing the objective on the far camera left for now.
Can we do?
And that would have got me that objective. The Mega Boss on Morcrusher just moves on to the other objective, taking all objectives in your area for me. And the only objective that was left with you was the far objective from the camera that you then ran Durfu onto in your round 4 to do take their land, taking that little terrain piece next to it.
It was really fun.
After that, because we would have ended round 3 on 24 to 24. You then went up to 30 with your one objective and tactic of take their land.
6 points.
And then I chased up again on round 4 with, again, because we were just talking and we were like, this is essentially what's going to happen. We we deleted the Awakened Wildwood in the centre with the Mega Boss and the 2 on Morcrusher and the Brutes and the Ard Boys, and we went for Seize the Centre as well. So they essentially were not in combat and had 2 units within 3 inches of the centre, because it doesn't have to be wholly within, it just has to be within 3 inches.
Yep.
You do all the time, so I'm just checking.
Yeah, within
I
3
very
inches.
rarely seize.
It's hard to be wholly within, so it's just within.
But yeah, that gave me that, so that gave me a full 10 points, knocking me from 24 to 30 now up to 34 to 30. And then the final round, like we said, you had nothing you could do, no tactics you could do. You sit on that objective and you keep it.
That was it.
You get 2 points for that, knocking you to a final of 32. I then just go, you know what, sod it. I'm going to take their land with the train piece that was just next to the Morcrusher anyway. Get me a full 10 points. Finaling the game at 44, sorry, I got a message. 44 to 32 in the Ironjawz favour.
I'm so knackered.
Yeah, that's been a long game.
I'm so tired.
I think it's taken us a good 4 hours to film this
I
and
feel
play.
like we started it days ago.
Yeah, but also we've had things that we had to stop in the middle of it and
we
stuff
did,
like that.
we had to get a parcel, we had to go to the toilet. Oh, maybe we didn't. I don't remember.
You had to.
Neither did we.
Human things happened in the middle of the filming.
We were human in the middle of it. It was scary.
But yes.
Yeah.
It's been a very long game. How was it for you? It's been a while since you played Sylvaneth.
Orgasmic.
Stop!
I like them, but I don't know if I've been thinking Durthu's more powerful. I mean, Durthu smacks like a biatch.
Oh yeah, that
when he did
swing,
that 10 damage to
the Morcusher, yeah, I was like, that's gone.
But his movement is shit, so he needs Wildwood to bamf around the board and just do 10 damage everywhere. But every time I tried to cast to get another Wildwood, I was getting nothing.
I think this is the thing, and I've said this before with you. You very much lean into a Annihilator-heavy army, and then go, "What do you mean my one wizard can't do everything?"
He didn't annihilate nothing.
I mean, he did quite a bit of damage. He's the last man standing.
He is the last man standing. He's the MVP of the game.
Granted, he went and cowered in the corner for 2 rounds.
He wasn't cowering in the corner. He was within range of a Wildwood. You
cowering in the corner.
Bullshit. He didn't cast a single spell because he had his spell singer heroic trait, but he was never in range of a Wildwood at the time he could have cast it, and then once he was in range there was nothing, like no spells he could do. They were pointless.
I think the problem, so for you, I think you need to go off and learn Sylvaneth a bit better in a way of like, so Sylvaneth is a very elite army in my understanding, and Durthu in 3rd edition was a monster.
Yeah.
I played 2 games against Sylvaneth at tournaments in 3rd edition, and I still am scarred by the moment of watching a group of 6 Kurnoth hunters with scythes cleave through Gotrek in 1 round.
Yeah.
Like, just completely deleted him, and I was like, he was my big friend.
Yeah.
Or also, like, the Durthu just literally slapping through my entire big
One thing I do like about Durthu is the model I painted. Because I painted that bracken separately and then wound it round him, and he has a garden gnome.
We might need to get a photo of it for our
We need some photos, so...
But yeah, I think, and the problem with Sylvaneth is they're a very elite army in that you need to both have that hammer that can deal with things, but you also then need to utilise the utility belt of spellcasting that is around it to buff it.
Yeah.
Getting an Alariel might actually be your next big thing because of the fact that she is a bit of both. She runs in killing crap with the big beetle, but then she on the back of it is going, oh yeah, free spell, free spell, free spell.
Shooting them.
And then playing around with like a Tree Lord Ancient and her with then Kurnoths would probably get you everything you want.
Oh, yeah.
Because it then gives your play style, but also gets the Sylvaneth goodness. Getting some more trees might help you as well, because you never seem to. I know, obviously, you were saying that you were struggling.
So, I mean, I'm assuming I've read this right, but when you deploy a Wildwood, it can either be 1, 2, or 3 pieces.
Yes.
You can't do 1, 2, or 3 woods.
No, it's just the first one, and then you. It's like with Skaven, I can put my first Gnaw down, and then later in the game I can use something that allows for a next one to pop up. Because otherwise you literally just go, well, I set up the board so I can bamf around and kill you immediately.
Usually, at the minute, Alariel's good because she counts as a Wildwood. So she's just like a travelling one. Oh no, it's Lady of Vines that counts as a Wildwood.
Yeah, she's badass.
She's just like travelling around, and you can treat her as a wood. The spell to create more woods would have been fine had it worked, so I need something that reduces casting value.
Yeah, maybe we need to, you know how we were saying we're going to play a Path to Glory at home?
Yeah.
Maybe we actually need to do that and play, you learn your Sylvaneth as your next thing, or your daughters, whichever one you want to focus on. It feels like Sylvaneth's probably the one I would lean towards.
Yeah.
Or maybe not a Path to Glory for them, you just go, I'm going to play around with different setups. And you'd then be helping me because I need to learn an army for my tournament.
Yes, your tournament.
Yes.
Very much yours. How exciting for you.
I'm scared.
We like these times, they're very good.
But yes, Ironjawz, very good, very enjoyed. I've been flipping and flopping between taking them or getting a Slaves to Darkness army, and I was very much in my head of going, if I do take a Slaves to Darkness, I'm not taking Be'lakor. I want to do a thing of, I'm not playing the meta, even though getting a Slaves to Darkness is playing the meta at the moment. Before the Battlescroll, that changes things potentially.
So I was looking at the time, I was just like, I thought it said 6:45, and I was like, we started at 2!
Yes. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with the Ironjawz there. I think they are definitely an army which I've loved since starting Warhammer, and having that kind of like a focused knowledge of them rather than going, I'm playing the thing that has an easy win, still means that I had to work my ass off to get this win, but I think I earned it very well, and I think they had the best tools kit of what we own.
Yep, definitely.
Other than Flesh Eater Courts, but then they're about to get nerfed. Sorry, Battlescroll. No more Morpeg Night for you.
I like it when we talk together, it's nice.
Oh.
I've really worried the battery might run out though.
Who knows? Anyway,
I
don't think there's anything else we need to talk about.
I don't think so.
No. This is April 15th, so we'll be seeing you in
2 weeks' time.
2 weeks' time for the episode 3 of our Path to Glory,
Yes.
where the fat boys continue to try and eat anything that looks like a Stormcast.
They do.
I've got my, I keep calling it Chevalier, but I think it's Cavalier. The Path to Cavalier now for my my more.
God hated it.
No.
Oh.
It's Cavalier, I believe.
Yeah, I think
the
it
Path
might
to
be,
Cavalier, I've got that, so that's going to be awesome. I need to start collecting fat boys for that though, because
yeah, you do. Yes.
But yes, and you get more Stormcast stuff. Then obviously we're coming up now, as people will have seen from Adepticon, so we're still planning to wrap up the General's Handbook over the next 3 months. So you've got the Vice, Honour is the Better Part of Valor, and Limited Resources as the final 3 games we need to play for this General's Handbook. And then in August we'll be picking up with the new General's Handbook with the weird stuff they were showing. And then also the Path to Glory will keep going.
Yes, it will.
Let us know if there's anything you'd like to see. As mentioned, I'm going to be focusing on Ironjawz a little bit for the next few videos because I'm trying to get ready for my July video, July tournament, and then hopefully I will give you nothing but other armies going forward from there. So do let us know if you want to see things. As always, Fire Slayers, Flesh Eater Courts, Skaven, Cruel Boys, Ogres, Stormcast, Sylvaneth, Daughters of Cain.
Soulblight Gravelords.
Soulblight Gravelords if you start buying them.
Scared.
And then, let us know what you want to see.
Yes.
And if you want to see more of the Path to Glory, if you want to see more silly narrative, if you want to see more General's Handbook, let us know.
You'll get silly narrative whether you ask for it or not.
Yeah, we're always
this
done.
is not going to change.
Basically, whatever you see, whatever video you watch, it will have been 0 days since your last nonsense. Bye!
Bye!